Okay, today is October 20, 2015. Let's take a look at the market. Let's start off with the S&P 500. The S&P 500 came close on, tagging this 2040, 24 level. It came up, got close to it, and actually put in a little bit of a spinning top and down a little bit less than 3 point. So right now, if the market continue to show a little bit of a weakness or a pullback, we probably see it to maybe come down and test this 2020 86 level, which is this pivot high here, the Fed day pivot high. And if it's going to be a little bit more than that, then we probably will see it to maybe come back down to this 1993.48, this area here, and test for support. Then maybe we get another leg up. Because I do, anticipate or believe that the market will likely take out 2040 and probably come up and tag this 2056, and that will translate into a SPY of somewhere around 207. So this is basically this level here, this 207.01 and possibly 207.95. Essentially this particular resistance zone. So I'm looking for the SPY to come up, tag this 204.40, work yourself up and test this this trend line here, essentially this low price channel. Okay, then we might get a little bit of a pullback, and then depending on what the price action is at that particular time, then we could maybe take a little bit more detailed look then to see where the market is heading, because a lot of people is looking for this thing to crashing down right now. I'm not sure that's going to happen yet. Not saying that it won't, but right now I'm still kind of looking at this 204.40 and these levels be taken out. So and let's take a look at the Dow Jones Industrial. See the Dow Jones Industrial is still grinding higher. I think it's going to work itself up to the 17,635, and maybe along the way just hug this this trend line up. Okay. And then the Dow Jones Transportation is a little bit strong today, and it seems like it's developing a little flag here. It could be setting up a little flag, so you could get this thing up and possibly get up to this level here. So if we go and use a little bit of Fibonacci extension tool, so if we do a little bit extension and do a major move, so 80%, somewhere around the 78.6 is pretty close to this 85.41, 85.41. And we're essentially talking about this particular level here, which is what is that? We got 85.66.47. Okay, so so this could be setting up for something to push the transportation up, and if it get up here, then it could set up the higher high, and in addition to that, it's come up here, maybe it could come back down, do a little bit pullback, then now all of a sudden we got a inverted head and shoulder pattern, and it could do a major move, and who knows, right? Could make it back to the recent high. So anything is possible, but right now it's basically looking for this thing to see could it continue to push higher. First to take out this 82.56.62, take out this resistance, and then see could it push itself up to this 85.60 area. Okay, and then here we are looking at the New York Composite. Still hugging this above this Fed day pivot high here. So see could it come up and tag this this trend line, and we could break through this trend line. Then I'm looking for this thing to come up to this 10,678, 10,679 area. If it's not, it pull back down to this level here, 10,242. Test this area for a low support. And again, just like the S&P 500, if it's going to be a little bit more dramatic, then it's probably come down to this 10,063. We'll get another bounce up. Okay. Then there's the NASDAQ 100. You can see the NASDAQ 100 is tagging this pivot high here, the Fed day pivot high. Yesterday it went above it. Today it's kind of come back down. And right now today it's put in a little bit of an inside day. So we might see, we can see a little bit pullback. If we see a pullback, maybe pullback come down here to this 43.49, 43.50 area. but if it still looking for this thing to break through and probably come up and tag this the April high here, these level up here. Okay. And then the Russell 2000, try to break away from this trend line, and I'm looking for this thing to come up and tag this 1180. If it falter, let's say it come up here, can get any further up here, then maybe come back down to this 1140, 1139 area, and then test this for support. Then it sets it up again, to come up. So, but the thing is, again, just like the transportation, if it come up here and then pull back and get a little test of this area for support, then all of a sudden now we're setting up a inverted head and shoulder pattern, and then if we use a little Fibonacci retracement tool and try to get a little major move here, right? So at this 100%, all of a sudden we are back to the previous high. Okay, so anything is possible. Anyway, so that's the index. Let's take a look at the stock. Apple is quite strong today after the early pre-market sell-off. It finally broke through this 112 area. Now it's pushing up, and we're looking at this 117 area. If we could get up to this 117, you could see that if you look at this, we could look at something like this as well. But if we get up, a little bit of an inverted head and shoulder. But if we get up to 117 and it come down here, it's still good, because right now essentially we're setting up, a little bit of a wedge, ascending triangle for it to break up, break above and work itself to this 125 area. But definitely, if it could get up here, depending on earning, because got to watch out for this earning here next week. It's due for earning, so it might be a little bit, pushing this thing up ahead of earning, and then after earning, it might get a little bit of a sell-off. But we'll just have to wait. For now, just trade the price action. The price action right now seems to be on the upside, bias to the upside. So just kind of watch that. Maybe this 117 and 119 would be the near-term resistance here. And if this thing come back again, we basically need to see it hold this 106. Right? Okay. As long as it hold this 106, then still got a good chance that it could come back up and tag this 117. Okay. And the other one is Facebook. Facebook been strong, and it's not a surprise that we see it pull back a little bit again. Hit the all-time high today. It didn't close, but on the intraday, it tagged this high here, this intraday all-time high, and then it closed down with a outside day. So don't be surprised if we could see it come back down. And I tweeted on the Twitter stream today, looking for something to come back down to this 96. And if it's 96, we get a little bit of a pivot pattern, like a little bit of U-turn, then it could set up a good opportunity to look for, set up for a swing long, and for the next swing long to possibly come up with this 127. Or this upper trend line here. So right now we're essentially just looking for any kind of pullback and wait for a setup to take advantage of the pullback for any kind of swing long opportunity. Okay, because the other thing that we could look at is if we start, let's say there's a Fibonacci swing here. Let me take out this. Oh, by the way, let me see. Let me get rid of some of this stuff here. Don't want to remove that. I want to remove my Fibonacci tool. So again, it's basically I just want to highlight. Remember this little bull flag that we have, and if you see that there is this major move. Here's the 80% or the close to 80%. Target level, and here's the 100%, 99.32. So today we basically tag that, right? So you got this major move on the bull flag. So what we're going to do right now is going to, although we could say it could come up to this 127, but for those that is playing the pattern, you wouldn't want a major move of 127, because that would not be a typical type of things to do. So what we're going to do is I'm going to remove this and say, let's say there's a pullback. What sort of level would I expect for it to pull back? So I say I'm using the swing, and this thing going to pull back here. So you can see that if we get a pullback to let me see here. If we get a pullback back to this 618, right? This 618, let's say come down here. Right, that's basically pretty close to that 96 level. Even if we get down to this, retracement zone between 618 and 50, right, that would be 95, 96. So if we get any kind of a setup here, pull back to these level, then probably look for some kind of setup. Maybe you could set up another flag. Then we could swing this, swing this flag up. And then we could get up to this 141, which is in confluence with this 127, this this Fibonacci swing here. All right, so you got this 103. Okay, so those are some of the stuff that you might want to keep an eye on, as to see how it develops. Not saying that it will, but those are the stuff to keep an eye on just in case. Okay. And then we got this Amazon again. Amazon came up, tagged this its high yesterday. I believe the high is 579, and the previous high is 580.57. So it's actually a little bit short of that. Okay. But so it's a little bit short of that. So, but again, it put out a little bit of a spinning top type of candle, and you can see this formation is like a evening star formation, although it's not the what they call an ideal textbook description of a evening star. But the price and the psychology behind this formation is pretty much the same, right? So we can see that. You got the buyer come up here, essentially all the way up here, kind of exhaust the buyers, and come back down. The seller took it down. The buyer, not enough buyer to push it back up. So the following day, the seller got control. So right now, today, the seller got control, and it pushes all the way down. So we'll see. Maybe it'll take a couple of days and come down, and maybe tag this level, somewhere around this 542, and then make another push to get back up and try to take out this high and get up to this price channel here. We're basically looking for it to come up and tag this price channel. So that would be somewhere around also that sell 161. So somewhere around this 590 area basically we're looking at. Right, so that could be one of the possibilities. So just kind of keep an eye on this. And again, want to take advantage of these pullback and look for setup to take some sort of hopefully we get a little flag and that kind of stuff, then kind of set up a low risk type of a swing trade, and then with a nice measure move objective target. Right? So okay, so that's Amazon. And Netflix. Netflix was saying that as long as it holds this trend line, it got an inside day today. Yesterday it bounced off this trend line, got an inside day today. If it holds above this trend line, then there's a good possibility it could work itself back up to this upper trend line here on this triangle, and maybe it could break above it. And if we could take out this high here, this pivot, then there's a good chance that it also could, if the market is favorable, it could come up and retest the previous high. Now, if it breaks below this trend line, then we're essentially looking at this level here, basically also this 50% retracement. So somewhere around 85, 86 area. Okay, if it breaks this trend line, then we're basically looking for it to come down here. That would be the first level of support. And if that support get broken, then we are looking at somewhere around the 75, 76 area in the near term. If that's what's going to happen, if it break this, this level here. So, but if it get back up to this upper boundary here on this trend line, then we're essentially looking at this 117, 123. Those are the two levels that we are looking at. Okay, and these are based on some volume, with some high volume point there. Okay. But then regardless, you also could see there's some confluence on this particular pivot as well. And also this level is also in confluence with this price congestion. Okay, so those are some of the levels to keep an eye on. And then Google came up, right? We saw this resistance here, came up at this $700 level yesterday. And today, came in, seller just took it down. So right now, it just kind of pulled back, and it could come down and test this particular trend line here. Right, this trend line, okay, for support. If we get back down into this wedge, this triangle, then we essentially want to see that make sure it hold above this trend line. If it's not, then we could see it come back down and we test these level here somewhere around 605. Also, again, pay attention to the earning report date, because I think earning is due in 2 days for Google. I believe they are reporting on Thursday, the 22nd. All right. Yep, Thursday the 22nd after the close. So be aware of those things. And I believe Amazon is also the same day. Yeah, the 22nd after the market close. Okay, so be careful of those dates. And here's Twitter. Well, we say Twitter was going to pull back down here, and that would be a nice area to reset and get back, on some long swing long. And right now it's bumping up on this resistance here. And again, if it come down to this 2950, that could be another opportunity to reset again, right? For those that missed the entry over here, because it also could be setting up a flag. And you could just, and there might be a good opportunity for doing some swing long and have it break above this 3153 and work itself, fill this gap, work itself back up to this 34 area, essentially this 141 extension. Okay, so keep an eye on that, and essentially, you're looking at these areas as your support area, this retracement zone. Okay, so. And what could we say about Tesla, right? Say, if you can't get back up about these level here, get above these resistance and work itself back up to that trend line, okay? Right, so at these level, then we're essentially saying that it was going to come down and retest these level. Like today, it just went right to it, although it came back up and closed right at this particular level of support here. So we'll see how long it's going to hold up here. I have a feeling that it's going to come down and retest this 190 area and possibly get down to this 185. So just have to keep an eye on that. And IBB still kind of chopping around here. Right, maybe people might be looking at this little thing like maybe setting up a bear flag. If it breaks below this trend line, then it brings it down. But again, I always look at there's also a possibility that it could set up a ascending triangle and it break, then it work itself up and test this trend line. So there's all these possibilities. You just have to watch the price action. But right now, with the chop within this area, it's a little bit risky to try to take a position unless you're just scalping or day trading. Okay, so I would just be patient on a swing basis. Just kind of take a step back and just kind of watch until it develops something, give you some clean pattern to get in. Okay, so let's see, what else do we have? I put up a separate video on Goldman Sachs. You might want to take a look at that. There's some interesting play based on multiple time frame analysis. You might want to take a look at that. And see, the other one that been looking at was Fitbit. Okay, see, ever since the IPO, it came back down, and we're basically looking at this particular wedge here. And it got a little breakout here, pulled back, and a few days ago, here's this inside coil, start kind of breaking out, and you can see that, it tried to, make a launch to run off. It seems like every time that it get up to the height of the day, then kind of the buyer get exhausted, then the seller come in. So same thing with today. So I wouldn't be surprised that we're going to see a little bit pullback on Fitbit, and maybe get back below this 37.88 and possibly come back down to these level here before trying to make another run. Because if we could get back up to this 41.92, then there'd be a good chance that it could also work itself back up to this level here. Right, this pivot level here, and might possibly get another run at the high. Okay, so essentially we got a little Fibonacci retracement on this this swing here to basically see how it's going to work itself back up to the retracement zone, because right now it's getting up to this 50% retracement area. So if it could maybe bounce up something like this, right, then it could get up to this 44. Okay, so or it could come up essentially using this right here, come up tag the 382, then come back down and retest this 50%, then come up on take out this 44.93. So essentially we get in a little bit of a channel here, right? Then maybe could come up and tag this 51.64. So just keep an eye on this. Seems like something is brewing here on Fitbit. The other one was GoPro, which is a company that I not very fond of, but hey, as a trader, there's price action that worth a look. You go with it, right? So you can see that it's kind of came down to the IPO low, went below, made a new low. And it seems to found a base here, found some support. Okay, so right now it seems to be bouncing. Although we got a little bit of a shooting star type of candle here, so be careful. It could be making another test. Retest this 2865. Basically that low there. This resistance here. So since it broke below that, come back up, maybe get another retest, and then do a bump and run, right? So we could look at this. Maybe kind of targeting this level as a breakout level here, 31.95. Right, so essentially could set up like a little bit of a inverted head and shoulder, right? If it come down here, do a little bump and run. Okay, so you might want to keep an eye on that. So those are the couple of the stock that been looking at in the recent day. So good luck to you.